I don't believe that atheists exist. You might call me an atheist. Now, I derive that belief from Romans 1:20, which says that throughout God's creation, his invisible qualities are easily perceptible so that they are without excuse. Meaning that God reveals himself to everybody in some measure, either through the conscience, science with knowledge, or through ontological or epistemological means, or through syllogism, or through creation. I don't think that you can logically look at the world and its fine-tuning, its symbiosis, its irreducibly complex systems, and the vastness of the mathematics of the world and the universe, and come to the conclusion that it all happened from nothing. It's just, to me, that's not a rational position. Now, whenever I debate an atheist, after we've sifted through all of the evidence, the lack of stratomorphic intermediates in the fossil record, the difference between species, micro versus macroevolution, Darwin's finches, carbon-14 dating, the age of the Earth, Big Bang, how do we know what we know? Where does morality come from? How do you know right and wrong if there's nothing? Once you get through all of that and you're exhausted, there seems to come an aha moment. In teaching, we call this the aha moment. When you're finally you're resigned to listen. When something finally sinks in. And the atheist inevitably, when you get to the end of the debate, will concede that there has to be something. But they will usually paraphrase, or I should say, they'll usually follow that by saying something along the lines, but yeah, I don't want to believe in your God. Or I cannot believe in a God that allows babies to die, or pick your misery, pick your horrific act. And the other day I was watching Stephen Fry, who is an outspoken atheist, an intelligent man. He's an English actor. He was in Sherlock Holmes, and he's been in acting for decades. And the same thing with Richard Dawkins and all the other prominent atheists. They're asked, what would you say to God, or what will you say to God when you meet him after you've spent your entire life denying him? And you can see that when they get to this point, all of this emotion comes forth. And they usually begin about a 20-minute diatribe of every pejorative adjective you can possibly imagine, judging God for what they see in the world, from what they deduce God's character to be based upon the evidence that they are exposed to. So it's not that they don't believe in God, and I don't believe there's a person on the planet that doesn't have some notion that there is a creator. It's not that they don't believe in God, it's that they don't like God because of what they see in the world. They cannot fathom why there's so much pain and suffering, right? How could they conclude, how could a good God allow such horrific situations and events to happen on this planet if he, so-called, loves me? And then from that, they deny him. It's not an absence of knowledge, possibly also an absence of knowledge, but it's not the fact that they don't believe he doesn't exist, but rather because they don't like who he is.